Hello, this is Coffee Break with Ninita, a daily guide of coping skills that gets us through by making us strong.
Very often we focus on what we are going to say and not necessarily how we are feeling while we're speaking to our loved ones. We put more emphasis on the words we choose, on the message we convey, but we are not focusing on how are we feeling when we are talking to our loved ones, to our spouses, to our children, to our friends, to our family, to our subordinates. We are more preoccupied with the choice of words or the topics we are going to bring forward to address, the message we want to convey, not to be manipulated or to stand up to others or to say what we need to say and not waste any time. You're right, it is very important to convey the messages that we need to the people around us. But even more important than the message that we want to convey, the words we're going to use, what we want to communicate, even more important than that, is first checking with our emotions. Are we half or are we whole? Are we feeling hurt or anger or loneliness or frustration or stress or anxious as we are about to talk to others? Or are we feeling whole, warm, honest, open, loving, empowering? Now you might say, why does that have anything to do with communication? Well, when we feel half, we can take even the simplest matter and turn it into something big, because our emotions come forward in our tone of voice, in the sound of our voice. And very often it is not the topic or the matter that we want to address that will create a bad situation, an argument, a fight. It is the sound and the tone of our voice that will determine whether the discussion will flow or will be rough. Last week, we addressed the example of how the sound of our voice makes people open to listen to what we're saying or not. And the sound of the voice, of our voice and the voice of others, reflect whether we are half or whole. And the sound of the voice is the first one that will sort of determine whether to be open to what the other people want to tell us or defensive. Often when I talk to people that I serve, I hear the issues they feel are causing a gap, a terrible, huge gap in the relationship. And what I point out to them often is their delivery. They're delivering their message with the sound of an angry voice, of a stressed voice, or of a loving voice. That is why I ask you not to try to address concerns and issues at the time when we are upset or when others are upset. Because the tone of the voice that is being heard, that speaks, takes over and controls how the words used are going to be perceived. Therefore, you have heard me say, instead of trying to solve the issue or the problem, go buy milk, remove yourself from the situation. Or if that is not something you can do, think of a fire extinguisher. And metaphorically speaking, try to be one. Don't put fuel into the fire, but be the extinguisher. Like when there is fire, it doesn't matter why the fire is there. What matters is to be extinguished. And then it can be addressed when the fire is gone. We will talk more about that on Friday. I just wanted you to think about that before our next time together. Until then, God bless you, and focus on your tone of voice and of others when involved and engaged in conversations. And on Friday we will talk more about it.
We thank you for listening to Coffee Break with Ninita. Our goal is to help our StayWHOLE community work through their challenges. Please join this cause by supporting us on Patreon. You can do that for the price of just 1 cup of coffee per month. Just click on the Patreon link in the podcast description below, or simply visit us at www.patreon.com/StayWHOLE. We appreciate you and hope we can help you stay whole.